Abhineet, just try this RC passage. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's start with this RC passage. Now, first question, what's the answer? What answer are you guys getting? Just write in the chat box. Okay, anyone else? So you're getting a variety of answers, different answers. A, B, D. I'm sure we'll get different answers as well, different from what we've already got. Okay, let's see how would I solve it. So, talking about purpose of the last sentence. Last sentence is, thus human benevolence may prove little better for those rhinos than past human maltreatment. Now, I want to know one thing. So this, what does it mean? Human benevolence. This is put in a positive way, negative way, or neutral way. Positive, negative, or neutral. Okay. Human benevolence. We're talking about positive or negative. Positive. What does it mean? Human benevolence may prove little better. So if I say there is little water in the glass, little means there is nothing. So human benevolence may prove little better means it will not prove any better. It is no better than human maltreatment. Do you guys agree with me? Let me know if there is any doubt. It's used in a negative sense. Yes or no? Human benevolence is not going to prove any better. That's what it's negative or positive? It's negative. Anybody who has a different opinion on it, let me know. Yeah. Jatin, Tayyab, Amit, all of you are saying positive. So you guys agree with me right now or not? Yeah, there's nothing positive about human benevolence here. It's not saying human benevolence will prove wonders and it'll do this, this, this. It's saying it will hardly prove any better. So it's a negative tone. Okay, now let's go to the question. First, to demonstrate that Indonesian herd has better odds. So is it positive or negative tone? The first option. Is it positive tone or negative? It's positive tone. Indonesian herd has better odds of surviving. So it's positive, it's out. The sentence is saying negative and this is saying positive. It's out. To illustrate that human benevolence can be just as detrimental to the survival of a species as can human treatment. So this is negative, okay? Human benevolence can be as detrimental. It can be negative. So tone of B is negative. Third, to reinforce the idea that the Indonesian herd of the Javan rhino species will not survive. This is also negative. To support the fact that good actions on the part of human can increase the chances. This is positive. This is out. E, to support the contention that the Java rhino species may not be able to survive or may not be able to recover from its current state. This is also negative. So any questions, any doubt till now? Anybody has? All the options that we have marked, positive, negative. Okay. Now we are left with 3 negative options. Now I will give you another 30 seconds. Try to see out of these 3 negatives, which one is correct, or how do we eliminate the 2? Take 30 seconds. Everybody is saying B. Okay, tell me one thing. The passage is talking about Reno, or this is talking about anything in general. It's talking about Reno specifically. Okay. Statement B talks about survival of a species. Can we generalize it for every species? You're talking about very particular situations. Reno in a particular situation, particular habitat. Can we generalize it for any species? No. B is out. Right? Amit, Prakha, you are also saying B. This is out. Okay. So now between C and E, try to take a pick. In B is talking about human benevolence can be just as detrimental to the survival of a species. It's generalizing. Everything. Right, Avik? But here in the passage, we're talking about particularly one species in a particular habitat. It's not talking about any species in particular. Okay, so B is out because of that. Between C and D, what is the difference between C and D? I want to know. What is the difference? Ha! That is the exact difference. Will not survive, may not be able to recover, or may not survive. So, in the passage, is the author very sure that you'll never survive? Uh, 1 second. One second. I think somebody. One second. Okay. So coming back, the author, if you see this, now human efforts to save them may well. He's not very sure that it will definitely. We can't be confident it will definitely happen or it will not happen. It's maybe. So maybe is a better choice compared with will be. Is that okay? Any doubt, any concern, any question, let me know. Okay, so we are not, we know why we are removing any option. It's not just that it doesn't look good. Okay, so what happens with RC is people keep on trying like 50 RC, 100 RCs, but it doesn't improve. Like, let's say I do 10 RCs today, let's say 30 questions of RC today. I'll get 20 correct, 10 incorrect. Some other day I'll get 25 correct. Some other day I'll get 15 correct. So there is no consistency because we don't know on what basis we are eliminating and what basis we're marking something correct. Okay, that's a dilemma everybody faces, right? So that's how it is. Sure. Okay. Second, what questions were marked? Okay. So here we have. So which of the following best expresses the author's attitude towards the likely fate of Java Reno? Okay. 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 So now I will say my answer is E. Which part you want me to explain? Amit? Between B and E, E is right because it says may not be able. B says, sorry, C says will not survive. So author is not sure that it uses the word may well prove futile. Okay. Okay. So now we are talking about questions like attitude or tone of the passage. Okay. First, I would like you to go through figure out the opinion. Okay. So if I express some opinion, I would say this may happen, this might happen, I think this will happen. So wherever you see such words, this is the opinion. And thus human benevolence may prove a little better for those in past human treatment. Okay. So these are the opinions of the author. Okay. But again, these are positive, negative, or neutral, the opinions. He's talking about in a negative tone about the chances of survival. Yes. So the opinion is negative. Okay. So the attitude must also be negative, right? Slightly optimistic, obviously wrong. There is nothing optimistic about it. It's a negative thing. Okay. Resigned to the extinction of species. It's a negative tone. So we'll see. We'll keep it. Ambivalent about the long-term outcome of the species. Is he ambivalent? He's purely negative. He's simply saying they may not survive. They may not survive. Any chances may not be futile for their survival. Right? C is out. C is ambivalent. He's not ambiguous. Is that fine? Jatin, you got C. Let's see about D. Pessimistic. Again, pessimistic is negative, so we'll keep it as of now. Pessimistic about the species chance. E, uncertain. Is he uncertain? No. Uncertain means he is not able to decide whether they might survive or they might not survive. He's not uncertain. He's going in one direction only, that they may not survive. Okay. So it's between B and D. Which one would you pick? How did we eliminate between B and D? One was very specific, other was saying maybe. So out of B and D, which one is little? So we'll eliminate whichever tone is stronger. If we see resigned to the extinction, pessimistic, which one carries a stronger tone? Which one is more? Yeah, they may not survive. See, does it say anywhere they may survive? Or I don't know whether they'll survive or not. His tone is negative. Right, Jatin? Is he playing between two things? They may survive because of this, they may not survive because of this. No. Everywhere his tone is negative, right? Yes. So between B and D, designed, so wherever we have a very strong tone, wherever we are using very superlative words, okay, it will definitely, so those are out. You can just eliminate them. D is the right choice. Everybody fine with this? If anybody has any questions, let me know. All right. Then how about third? Any answers for third? Okay. So Jatin is saying C. Any other answers if anybody has tried? Now, I want you to figure out options which have very strong words. Strong or superlative words. Most 3 options. Okay, 95% of the cases they are not the answers. A, C, and D are out because of that. Okay, because when the author makes an opinion will always be like, it'll be a predictions. Okay, maybe I think this will happen, maybe I think this might not happen. Okay, so opinion is mostly predictive. Okay, it cannot be definitive. Now between B and D, hunters killed more Java rhinos. More is known about the genetics of Java rhino. Which one should be correct? Hunters killed more Java rhinos. Is it written anywhere that hunters killed more than anyone else? Okay, it simply says farmers favor the same habitat, so hunters slaughtered. So it's farmers killed something, hunters killed something. I can't say hunters killed more than anyone else. B is out. A is the right option. Okay, it says more is known about the genetics of Java rhino. Now, if you see, most scientific work has had to rely on DNA garnered from dung. What is DNA? Genetics. Okay. So we have more information about genetics than about mating patterns. I mean, they don't even know how the females look like. Okay. So how would they know about their mating pattern? So E is the right answer. Okay. Any questions? Any concerns? Any point? So for any passage, just figure out the opinion first. Once you figure out the opinion correctly, then we can figure out the tone correctly. Positive, negative, neutral. Okay. And then we'll have some basis to remove certain options. Right? That's a takeaway. You can note it down if you want to. And which way I'll share the recording also. This session is getting recorded. So I'll share the recording also. You can watch it anytime later. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I want you guys to go through what? Critical reasoning now. 1 second. Critical reasoning. 3 questions. I will give you 10 minutes right now. 10 minutes for these 3 questions. Go through them and then we'll discuss them. Okay. All right, let's see each and every question, guys. First one, what answers you're getting? C. Okay, let's see. Everyone who has graduated from top-notch high school. 1 second. Okay. Everyone who has graduated from top-notch high school has an IQ of 120. Okay, everyone who has graduated. Okay, most students with an IQ of over 120. Okay, most is the keyword here, and all students with an IQ of over 150 who apply get accepted to at least one of them. Okay, so which statement best support which of the following contributors? Okay, now this is not a difficult question. It's just a play of words. We'll see how. Every graduate at top-notch high school with an IQ of 150 has been accepted to at least one Ivy League school. So yes or no? Does it say? I mean, it says any student who will have an IQ of 150 will get accepted to Ivy League. But does it say every one of top-notch high school has been accepted? I mean, maybe all of them have not even applied. Maybe none of them have applied. Okay, so if they don't apply, how can they be accepted? Yes or no? Every student from a top-notch high school, every graduate, the IQ of 150. Is everybody from top-notch high school applying to an Ivy League school? No. So how can everybody get accepted? This is out. Any doubt? Any question with this? Yeah, anybody has any point here to make? Okay. If a person is a high school graduate, okay, and has an IQ of less than 100, okay, he or she could not have been a student at top-notch high school. Now, what is the difference here? We're talking about everyone who has graduated, and here we're talking about a student. Do all the students graduate? No. Do all the students pass? No. Some of the students fail also in the exam. So all those who have graduated have an IQ of over 120. Okay. So, but that means nobody who has an IQ of less than 120 can graduate from top-notch high school. But they can be student still, na? They can still be the students, right? So it's wrong to say that anybody who has an IQ of less than 100 cannot be a student. Okay, he or she cannot graduate, but he or she can be a student, right? He's out. Any point here? Okay. See, at least one graduate from top-notch high school who has applied to at least one Ivy League university has been accepted. How can we say that? So most of students with an IQ of over 120 accepted. Can we say all of them accepted? No. So maybe let's say 5 people from top-notch high school, okay, applied to Ivy League, okay, and none of them have an IQ of over 150. Okay. So some of them might get accepted. Maybe none of them is getting accepted. We can't say this also. Okay, we can't say at least one person from top-notch high school will be getting accepted to Ivy League. We can't say that. Okay. D, if a high school graduate has an IQ of 150, okay, and is not attending an Ivy League school, okay, then he or she did not apply to one of them. Now here the difference is attending and getting accepted. Okay, so let's say I have an IQ of over 150. I've applied. Okay, I got accepted, but I'm not attending. Is this possible or not? Okay. I got accepted, but not attending. That's my choice now, whether I want to attend or not. Okay, so maybe I applied but didn't attend. So it's not that if I'm not attending that I've not applied. Okay, I may not attend, but maybe I've still applied. So D is also out. If a person has an IQ of 130 and attending an Ivy League school, it is possible for him or her to have graduated from top-notch high school. The point here is it is possible. Okay, can we say it is not possible that he can't be? I mean, he can't be a student from top-notch. He may be. He or she may be. It is possible. This is the right answer. Okay. Again, Amit, you got C. Tayyab, you got D. Anybody who got E? Anyone? This is not a very difficult CR question, honestly, because it's not very technical. It's just we need to be very focused on, small words. At least, most, all. Okay, it is possible, definitely, those kind of words. Any questions? If anybody has. Everybody fine with this? Okay. Second answer. Second. E. Okay. 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 So, I mean, you must have gone through the whole passage carefully. Question is, what is the argument here? Okay. Argument here is that this book 1984 has influence on many people. Okay, a good number of people. Okay, because so the reasoning is it was second to the Bible when we asked people to choose what influenced them. Right? So first thing is we need to get the argument and reasoning correct. But this is the argument that it influences many people, and reasoning is it came second. Okay. Now the question is, which question would most help in evaluating the columnist argument? Okay. Now tell me one thing. When I say the most important question, okay, we're talking about the most important question here. Okay. So a most important question would be which can change the answer. Okay, if we get different answers to that question, that means we can have different conclusions, different actions based upon that. Is that correct, first of all? Because that is the whole idea behind eliminating or choosing any particular option. Most important question means different outcomes can have different actions or different conclusions. Any doubt on this? Anyone? Okay. First statement, how many of those surveyed have actually read the books they choose? Okay. Well, let's take a case where all of them have read. Let's take a case when none of them have read the book. So if all of them have read the book, no problem. We'll reach the same conclusion. Let's say none of them have read the book. So can we definitely say it will give me opposite or different answers? Definitely. Let's say none of them have read the book 1984. Okay. and they choose 1984. Now, can I say, had they read 1984, they'll not mark 1984? Can we say that? No. So if it definitely doesn't change the answer, it's out. Different answers should definitely give me different conclusions. Okay. So if none of them have read, can I say none of them would have chosen 1984 after reading it? No, I can't say. Is that clear? This reasoning? This is really important here. All these questions, which are like most important questions, these will be done in this way. This is very critical. Let me know if there is any gap. Again, how many books had each person surveyed read? Maybe they have read a lot of books. Let's say everybody has read 1,000 books. So take it, they're making an informed choice. Maybe they've read only 2 to 3 books. Now, can I say, had they read 200 to 300 books, they would have definitely changed the answer? Let's say a person has read only 2 books. Okay, one is Bible, another is 1984. Now he has chosen Bible first, 1984 second. Now, can I say, had he read 10 other books, he will never mark Bible in 1984? No. So it's not definite that the second case, the other case, will give me totally different conclusion. Did people speak the truth while answering the survey question? So let's say yes, if all of them have, said yes, if all of them have spoken the truth, then there's no problem. We'll get the same answer. We'll get the same conclusion. Now let's say people didn't say the truth. People lied. Now let's say out of 1,000 people surveyed, let's say 100 said 1984 and 200 said some other books. Okay. So let's say they've lied. So these 100 who said 1984, that means they lied about 1984. 200 other people, okay, they've said some other books. Now they've lied. Can I say, had they spoken truth, they would have marked only 1984 or not some other book? I repeat, all those who have lied, okay, and said no to 1984, they have not chosen 1984. Can I say, had they spoken truth, they would have marked or they would have not marked 1984? I can't say that. That's also out. Okay, is that okay? Any point, any doubt? Let me know here. This might look time consuming as of now, but believe me, this is the process to increase accuracy. And if we do, let's say, 30 to 40 questions of this type, okay, which is the most important question, by this process, you'll see amazing benefit, right, of this process. Initially, it'll be time consuming. Initially, just focus on getting the right approach. Timing then will improve itself. Okay. Fourth, how many books title were nominated by those 1,000 people? Okay. So let's say they nominated only, so one case would be they nominated only 2 books, Bible and 1984. So there could be another case, they'll say they nominated 50 different books. Okay. Now, if they nominated only 2 books, obviously you'll get only those 2 answers, Bible and 1984. If they have nominated 50 different books, and out of that, people have selected Bible and 1984, that means that's a legitimate, for sure. You'll get the same answer. You get the same conclusion that out of a large number of options, they've chosen these 2, Bible and 1984. Now, if there were only 2 nominations, can we say by increasing the nominations, they will not choose 1984? They might choose, they might not choose. This is also out. E, how many people choose 1984? Again, let's take 2 cases. One case in 500 people choose 1984. Second case in which 2 people choose 1984. So in this, we can say many people get influenced by 1984, If only 1 or 2 people chose 1984, can we say many people are influenced? Let's say out of 1,000 people, 999 chose Bible, and only one person chose 1984. Now, in this case, we can't say 1984 influenced many people. So this is a definite opposite conclusion. Are you getting my point? If 500 people choose 1984, it's a big number. It's a good number. We can say a lot of people are influenced by 1984. If only one person is, let's say, choosing 1984, then I can't say that a lot of people are getting influenced by 1984. This is the right answer. Answer to this question can give me a different conclusion. Different answers can give me a different conclusion. Any doubt? I think Tayyab, Amit, both of you got E. Others? Amir, Avik, Dipendra, Insia, Prakhar, Jatan. Any doubt? Abhineet? Any point that you didn't understand here? Let me know. And any doubt? Any questions? If you have any. Yeah, answer to third. Any answers for third? Any answers? Bold face is always tricky. Okay, so biggest confusion happens at the beginning. What is an evidence? What is a conclusion? What is an opinion? Let me take one example. Let me write 2-3 sentences. Let's say I write, United States is the biggest economy. Second sentence, I think US has one of the largest economies. Third, per capita income in US is largest. So therefore, US economy is one of the largest economies. Okay, out of these, what is evidence, what is conclusion or judgment, and what is an opinion? Can anybody tell me? Which one of the three is an evidence? Pure evidence and nothing else. This is the evidence, okay? If I write something, let's say population of India is 130 CR. Can there be any confusion about that? That's an evidence. Per capita income in US is largest. That is also an evidence. Evidence is something which is beyond dispute. Okay. When I say I think US has one of the largest economies, this is an opinion, na? Well, I don't know. I think. Yes or no? Okay. I'm saying forget about whatever is your knowledge of US economy. I'm saying based upon these three languages, this one is evidence. This one is opinion. Yes or no? And this, therefore, US economy is one of the largest. This is a judgment. This is a conclusion. Okay, this evidence is the basis of this conclusion. Yeah, what is the doubt? You can speak, you can unmute yourself.
Actually, when we look into the evidence, the per capita income is more accurate, right?
Sorry, per capita income in US is largest. That is evidence.
Yeah, that is the evidence. So it is making the America, US is the biggest economy.
Therefore, US economy is one of the largest.
Right?
Yeah, the second line is conclusion. Yes, the first line is evidence, and second conclusion is based upon that evidence. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got it. The third one is evidence, but the first one, US is the biggest economy, can be the conclusion.
No, this is an evidence. Okay, let's say if I say population of US is like, let's say 400 million.
Okay.
Is it an evidence or a conclusion? It's an evidence. Evidence means a fact.
Okay.
Okay, something which is written as a fact. If I don't use the word like I think or this may happen. So evidence can't be I think this is happening. I can't say maybe this will happen. So that can't be an evidence or a fact. Fact means it's written as a fact.
Okay.
See, as per census data, the population of this country is so and so. That is a fact. That is an evidence. Okay. So let's say the police matched police took the fingertips, fingerprints of from a place, and it matched with so and so. That's an evidence. That's a fact, right? Okay. There's no chance of any argument there. Okay. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other point if anybody has? No. So okay. Here so I'm saying if this is the sentence, US is the biggest economy, it will definitely it'll be definitely be preceded by some word like therefore, then it becomes a conclusion, isn't it? Agree with this, Tayyip? It has to have some context. I'm saying if this is this if I say China has the largest population on this earth of any nation, is that a fact or is it a conclusion? Okay, so I can understand your delusion here. The point here is evidence will lead to any conclusion or an opinion. Okay, right? So we need to see the chronology also. I hope you understand the point, right? Yes, the way here it is given, per capita income in US is largest. That is an evidence, and that is the basis of the conclusion is next. Right? So we need to see it can't be a really black and white thing. Okay? That's why it is, boldface is always tricky, because these questions will always happen. Okay, now coming back to our question. One second. Okay. Okay. So village census records for the last half of the 1600s are remarkably complete. Okay. This very completeness makes one point stand out. In 5 different years, villages overwhelmingly reported significant population declines. So this line, villages overwhelmingly reported significant population declines. This is what? Evidence, conclusion, opinion. What would this be? This is a fact, no? Villages reported lower populations. This can't be, open to argument. This has to be a fact. Yes or no? Any different point on this? If anybody has? So now this boldface, first boldface, okay, it precedes this evidence. Okay, so if we see option A, the first supplies a context for the historian's argument. No, it is a context for the evidence. First presents evidence to support the position. Okay, we might take it as evidence also. Okay, we'll keep it right now here. We'll not eliminate it. See, the first provides a context for a certain evidence. Yes, we'll keep it. First is a position for which the historian argues. Position means position or opinion or conclusion. Is it a conclusion? Will its census records for the last half of the 1600s are remarkably complete? No. It can't be a conclusion, or it can't be, I mean, there is no conclusion in this. First is an assumption. There is no assumption here. So it's between B and C. Okay. Now we need to see the second part. Therefore, it is reasonable to think that the reported declines did not happen. This is the argument or conclusion. Okay, see these words like argument, conclusion, judgment, position. I mean, taking a position is like taking a judgment. These can be used interchangeably, so don't get confused. Second is a consideration that has been used to argue against that position. Is it against the position, or it is for the position? C says second is that position. It's C answer if you see. First provides a context for certain evidence. Okay, so census records are providing. I mean, this talking about census records is a context he's setting. He's giving evidences after that. Both these are evidences. Till here, it's all evidence. It's all fact. After that, obviously, whenever the tax went up, villages in a especially powerful economic incentive to minimize so and so. So all these are opinions. He's building opinions now and concealing the size of will. So this evidence has been presented to arrive at this conclusion. No? Yes or no? He's citing evidence and then opinions to arrive at this conclusion. Yes or no? It's not used to argue against that position. No, it's second is that position. Second is the conclusion, first of all. Isn't it? Amit, Prakhar? Boldface is always tricky, I must admit. I mean, whenever we teach in the class, we always face this kind of, back and forth arguments. That is okay. And if you're getting boldface in the exam, that means you're doing well. That means you've reached that level in the test. That's a good indication, actually. Okay, I remember when I took GMAT, last question I got was boldface. Okay, any point, any doubt, if anybody has, let me know. So boldface is something which needs, us to be very focused. Okay. All right. Everybody fine with this? Shall we move to sentence correction? Okay. I want you to go through second and third. I mean, we are running out of time literally. I have a session at 6. So second and third, try these two. We'll touch upon some maths questions also, 2-3 of them. So second and third, these are good questions. So second and third, let's try them. Okay, don't take more than 2 minutes for any question. So 3-4 minutes, and then we'll discuss. Okay, guys, we're getting what? C for second. Everybody's saying C, I guess. The first thing is, it's between had accelerated or just accelerated. When do we use had? When two actions are happening in the past. So this happened first, let's say. This happened later. Okay, both happened in the past. So the first, the event that happened earlier, then we use had for that. The Federal Reserve announcement said means Federal Reserve's announcement have already happened, that the growth had accelerated. So growth must have accelerated, before that. So growth accelerated is first, and then the announcement was made. Okay, said means it was made in the past. Is that okay? So had accelerated is fine. C is out, E is out. Is that okay, first of all? Taya, Prakhar, Fatima? I'm saying, Amit, Piyush, there are two actions happening. Federal Reserve announcement and then growth acceleration. Okay, can I say both happened in the past? Because it says Federal Reserve announcement said. Said means it happened in the past. Yes or no, Amit? Okay, so growth acceleration happened before that or not? Before, first is growth accelerated, then they make the announcement. No? So use of had accelerated is perfectly fine. So C and E are out. Is that okay? Yeah. So between A, B, and D, now take a pick. Take another 1 minute and see. How do you eliminate? So let me make it easy for you. Federal Reserve announcement said that one happened and that two happened. So in second, if you see that growth had accelerated and the policy, it should happen, and that the policy, the way it is here. B is out because of parallelism. Is it okay? See, we need to scan the option to see the differences between them. Okay. So if you want to eliminate options, just see the differences between them. Then you'll get an idea as to this is the point where we need to put our check. Is that okay? So B is out. Yes. In D, that is used here, but that is missing here. So D is out because of that. So it says announcement said to 1 and that 2. So this is your option D, which is out because of that. Again, it's not parallel. E is any which way out. So A is your answer. Is that okay? Everybody, is A fine? Or if there is any concern, let me know. I'm assuming that you guys know these things, what is parallelism and What is the use of had, accelerated? Okay, because this is not a, we're not discussing just one thing here. We're discussing how to handle things in general. Is that okay? All right. Let's go to the third one. So what is the answer for third? We're getting B, C, E, and D. Okay, so that's quite diverse. Okay, let me figure out the difference here for you. My legacy is, let's say, this house. My legacy is to doing this thing. Sorry, to build this house. Which one is correct? My legacy is this thing, or my legacy is this action to build the house. Which one is correct out of the two? And I can be very technical also here, but I don't want to be technical. That doesn't help. I mean, that doesn't help me, so it can't help you guys. Which one out of the two is correct? My legacy is this house. My legacy is to build this house. This house. Okay. So legacy, I mean, wherever you are getting confused. So now one thing is clear. The difference is my legacy is to realize, or my legacy is the realization. Okay. So just write a simple sentence like this just to see which one is correct or not. Okay. So 2 realize is out. So it's between D and E. C is also out, realizing that as people age, that's totally out. The realization. My legacy is this house. My legacy is the thing that I've made. Okay. So it's between D and E. What do you pick? What is the difference between D and E? I mean, use of tense is fine. When a person ages, his or her, that's all fine. That as people age, there. So grammatically, both are correct. Now, which one is better than the other one? So it's not about which one is right or wrong. Which one is better than the other one? What do you think? Okay. It's not about picking the wrong one. It's about picking the better one. When a person is aging, is it an event or is it like it keeps happening? Aging is a process. Like aging doesn't mean, it's not retirement that the day I turn 60, I'll get retired. No. Aging is a process. So when a person ages or as people age, which one looks better? Which one is a better usage? When I aged or as I aged? Yes, it's a process. It's not an event. So I'm not saying D is wrong, but E is a better usage. Okay. Is that fine, everybody? That's how you see. First of all, you need to see the difference. Okay, before you choose any one, you see the difference and then you see which one is better usage. Tell me one thing. to do this elimination, do you need to be an expert in English grammar? I mean, you might find explanations like my legacy is a noun, so and so it should proceed with a noun only, not a verb. Like the house is a noun, to build is like an action being happening, it's a verb. That is wrong. So that will be like a grammatical explanation of this thing. I mean, even I'm not an expert in English grammar. Okay, we don't need to be an expert in English grammar. I'm not a PhD in maths. You don't need that to crack GMAT. Okay. Any questions? Any point? Any doubt? Right. So first is you see the difference between options. Okay. Because what happens is, if I tell you that you'll have to, choose between this and this and this on this basis, 80% of the cases you'll be able to choose. I mean, 80% of the cases you'll be able to get the right answer. The way it happened here. My legacy is house. My legacy is to build the house. So if I ask you to pick, if I ask you to make the right kind of differentiation, you'll be able to make it. Okay. The point is, how do you reach this stage? That's what you need to practice. That's where the practice is required. Okay. All right. Now let's do some maths. Okay. Guys, I'm running out of time, so I'll be able to do only 1 or 2 questions. I'm sorry for that. Spent a little too much time on verbal. Okay. Try the first one. First one. Try it. Won't take more than 2 minutes. Just try it. Any answers, guys? Anybody able to do it? If you do it in the right way, it can be done in just 1 or 2 steps. Okay, let's take a look here. See, 64 pi is area, so which is pi r square. So r becomes 8. Okay, so I mean, this is radius, which is 8. So side length of the bigger square becomes 16. Okay. Now if I tell you the answer is 16 square, area of the square divided by 2 divided by 4. That is your answer. How would you feel? Can you make sense out of it? Can you make sense out of it? I don't think a lot of people will make sense out of it.
Yes, sir. It is for the 16 square. 16 square is the area
Area
of
of the
the
square.
larger square,
Right, right.
and 2 we are dividing it into the half, and
Mhm.
4 4 is the area of the smaller square, half or area of the smaller square.
No. All those people who are asking me to explain again, I haven't even explained. So I'll explain it now. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there, Sabi. I'll be there. So now, first of all, let's see this question. 1 second. Okay. Now, this is the bigger circle, the outer circle. Sorry, outer square. There's a circle inscribed in it. Yes, that is the situation. Now, area of the circle, pi r square, is given as 64 pi. So r comes out to 8 from here. So this radius is 8. Okay. So the side length of the square would be 16, double of that. Is that okay, first of all? Because diameter of the circle would be nothing but the side length of the square. So area of the
Okay,
bigger square.
yes, I got it. I got
Yes.
it.
So area of the bigger square is 16
firstly,
square. Right? Yeah, savvy?
yes, yes. So,
Okay.
is there any another method, like firstly we can get the area of a square and then we will minus the area of circle and then divided by 4. Is it something we can do?
No,
There is
let
some
me
other
explain
thing
again.
also.
Let me explain the whole thing now. So just to wait for some time, don't worry. So this is what is happening here. Okay. Now the figure is how is the figure? 1 second.
Only a inner square would be there in the circle.
Yes. So this is the actual figure. Okay. This is the shaded area. Now if I rotate this inner figure anti-clockwise, the circle remains same. If I rotate the inner square anti-clockwise, just the inner square, don't you think this is the shaded area, this whole thing? Can you see that? I just rotated the inner square. I mean this square was rotated anti-clockwise. Can you see that? Just the inner square rotated. Isn't it? Any doubt with this? That's what we are doing. Now, let's say this is the bigger square. If we join the midpoints of the bigger square, we get another square whose area is half of the bigger. I mean, you can note it down right now. You can kind of see the reasoning behind this later, but this is what we get. Okay, I mean, right now I don't have the time to explain this whole thing. It'll take like 15 minutes. Area of this inner square, if we join the midpoints, will be half of the bigger. So 16 square is the bigger square area upon half. This becomes, so I mean, this is half the total. So the outside area would be the remaining half. Okay, and we are talking about 1/4 of it. Did you get it now? There'll be minimal calculations involved. Right? Amir, Savi, Prakhar. Okay now? Good. Now you see, this is not a difficult question. Okay, but if you think properly, if you think for 1.5 minutes, you can do it in less than 30 seconds after that. If you think. The problem is we start writing the way the moment we see the question, we start writing, we start solving things. First of all, think, okay, how would we solve it? And then we can do it. Okay. All right. Then let's try one more, which is, which one should we try? I think third one. Right. Let's try the third one. Amit, yes. Because taken one geometry question, I don't want to take another geometry. Third, that'll be the last question we'll be doing today. Yeah, take 2-3 minutes, no problem. Okay, let's see. -3. How to include that? Okay, got the point. Let's see. 2x minus 3a. Okay. So, 1 second. So it is 4th root of x minus 3 square and 1 second. X minus 3 raised to the power 4. Okay. Plus into mod of x. That's the question. And it says x is negative. Okay, so I can write it as 4th root of x minus 3 raised to the power 4 plus square root of x square. Okay. Now tell me one thing first of all. X minus 3 and 3 minus x. Which one will be positive and which one will be negative out of the two? If x is negative. Out of the two, which one will be positive, which one will be negative? I want to know that. This again is a trick question, honestly. Now take any value of x. Let's say x is equal to -1. -1 minus 3 would be negative, and 3 minus -1 will be positive always. Okay. So as per a rule in GMAT, result of square root is always positive. The result should be positive. For example, square root of 36 is just 6. It's never taken as -6. It should be a positive result. Anybody knew that? Or it's new to everyone? Right? Anybody who knew of this thing earlier? But this is the first time you're hearing it from someone. This is a rule. In GMAT, result of a square root should be, end result should be a positive value. So what will be the result of this? X minus 3 or 3 minus x? Which value is positive? 3 minus x. Okay, plus, again, the result of this would be x or minus x. Which one is positive out of the two? Which one is positive out of the two? It's given x is negative, so this is negative and this is positive. So the result here is negative x. Final answer is 3 minus 2x. It's a trick question. All right. Any doubt? Anyone has here? Okay, so in terms of questions, that's all we'll discuss today. I want to know how many of you are applying in the first round, I mean the August-September deadline. Because to give you a perspective, you'll need at least 1 to 2 months, depending upon how many colleges you want to apply, to make application. That means by July or latest by August, you should be having a GMAT score. I mean desired GMAT score, not any GMAT, desired score, like 700, 750, 650, whatever you are targeting. And it takes, so if you're starting right now, let's say somebody's starting right now, it'll take anywhere between 3 to 4 months, depending upon everybody's individual level, obviously. But less than 3 months, I mean, you should be a genius to get it done in less than 3 months if you're starting just now. 3 to 4 months is minimum that will take. Okay, so it's a range between 3 to 4 months. So the way it happens is, it'll take around 2 months to go through every topic, every kind of different kinds of questions. Okay, so you master a topic individually in 2 months. It takes 2 months, believe me, to do that kind of question, because it's a reasoning test. It's not a memory based test. It's a reasoning test. It takes time to build reasoning. Okay, it takes mind to adapt to that reasoning. Okay, so it takes around 2 months to, and don't speed up. The biggest mistake people make in GMAT is they speed up with the preparation. It's not about cramming things. It's not your school exams that you can just cram up overnight and just vomit it next day. It's not that way. It takes time to develop reasoning. Okay. And then after that, 1.5 months of mock tests. Okay, you need to take at least 6 to 7 mock tests. And I mean, every mock test is a waste of time if you don't analyze it. Okay, if you don't analyze a mock test, believe me, you're not improving, you'll not do anything in the test day. Okay, analysis of mock test, because we need to improve with every mock. Okay, there is a reason why we're taking 6 to 7 mocks. With every mock, we're trying to remove certain weaknesses, certain I would say weak areas, certain strategies we want to test. Taking, certain test taking strategies are there that we'll test in those. Okay, and we'll see what areas, what topics you're weak at, so that we can work on that. I mean, you guys can work on those topics. Okay, so 3 to 3.5 months. That's what minimum it will take. Okay, any question if anybody has? And I'll share the link for this recorded session. Don't worry about that. So you don't have to ask this question to me again. I'll share it over that WhatsApp group. Don't worry about that. Any other question if anybody has? In the meanwhile, I'll write my email ID and phone number. I mean, phone numbers you all have. Email ID would be my personal email ID. bhrargav.mohit@gmail.com. Okay, this is my mail ID and phone number, mobile number you all know. It's an Indian number. Okay. Any questions if anybody has? Let me know. I mean, in case you have anything, any suggestions or any queries, you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me over this email or phone number that's there in the WhatsApp group itself. The same number that I use there. So you can get in touch with me. Okay. So that's it from my side, guys. I hope it helps you. It helped all of you somehow. And I mean, it's not going to, this 2-hour session is not going to help you too much, honestly. You need to implement the things that I said here over a period of 2 to 3 months. Okay. So in any case, you want to take any help from me, get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Take care and stay healthy at least. This is the least we should do.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohit.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much,
for
Mohit.
bearing with me for 2 hours. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take a leave.